First of all, I'll introduce what is a cost, volume, profit analysis. This analysis deals with cost, volume, and how cost, volume, and price affect the organization's profit. Cost can be split into fixed and variable cost. We calculate the break-even point by dividing fixed cost by the unit contribution margin. The unit contribution margin can be derived from unit sale price minusing the unit variable cost. There are a few assumptions that we have to take into account in doing the CVP analysis. First of all, the costs have to be categorized as fixed or variable. The only cost driver can only be the sales volume. There must be no change in total capacity or productivity of the company. The sales mix must also be the same throughout. And most importantly, there must be a linear relationship between cost and the sales volume. The first part of the assignment deals with the problem with the existing surplus. As you can see, the existing surplus is only 1,350. And if you look into the three programs, canoeing and kayaking has a very big negative deficit of almost 30,000, and adventure camps have a surplus of almost 30,000, and rock climbing and trekking has a very small surplus of $1,900. This is very unhealthy because the surplus are not balanced, and adventure camps have to make up for the loss of canoeing and kayaking, resulting in a very low surplus. When Ms. Fan went into the meeting with her other colleagues, they give her additional information which gives rise to the revised break-even point for the new program. So Mr. Huang, he wants to increase his program by 10 participants, and he requires to hire an additional trainer for 22,000. So this fee will be allocated to the program fixed cost. And similarly, Ms. Desai wants to increase her program by 15 people, and that also will incur 25,000 fixed costs. We also like to include $10,000 to the budget for painting and minor renovations, and this will be allocated to the fixed cost of the whole program. And to match the market rate of other programs by competitors, we times 1.1 the old fees of the program to get a new higher increment. There's also a 5% increase in the price of outdoor supplies, and because outdoor supplies only takes up 75% of the variable cost per participant, so we use this formula here and calculate a new multiplier to calculate the new variable cost per participant. So unit variable cost has increased by 3.75%. Have a look at this revised table to calculate the new BEP. As you can see, the number of participants has increased by 10 and by 15 for these two programs. And we have increased the program fixed cost by 22,000 and $10,500 respectively. Also, we have also increased the fee per participant by 1.1, and we also have increased the variable cost per participant due to the increase in price of the outdoor supplies. Lastly, we have allocated the $10,000 for renovations and painting costs according to the weights of the three programs with respect to the number of participants they have. This has finally resulted in a much bigger surplus than before, with all the three programs having a positive surplus. In conclusion, we can see that the new break-even point for both Table 1 and the revised Table 1 are the same. So 43 plus 40 plus 31 makes up to 114, which is the same as the revised one. However, as you can see, the old surplus was only 1,350. We have a very unbalanced surplus throughout the three programs. But now, we got a huge surplus and a very evenly distributed surplus for the three programs. So how do we account for this? How did the surplus go up to this big amount as compared to before? The main reason is due to the price rise in the fees. So the price rise in the fees have increased the unit contribution margin, and also the increase of number of participants when Mr. Huang and Ms. Desai increased their participants by 10 and 15 respectively. This has resulted in increased unit of sales and increased revenue. Also, this new BEP is depending on more accurate results because we take into account the price hike of outdoor supplies, and we also take into account the additional need for trainer to cater for the extra people participating in the event. Okay, that's all for my presentation.